Welcome back. If you've only just joined us, you're watching the Daily Roundup with Nina. Now, Thami Nkadimeng is a renowned message architect who conceptualizes, creates and delivers impactful messages to a wide range of audiences across borders. She's an African voice with a global impact dedicated to effecting positive change through her expertise in various sectors, including finance, mining, construction, tourism, IT, science, business and humanitarian. Recognized as one of the 2023 top 100 most influential people of African descent in support of the UN, Thami strategically directs her efforts towards the UN 2030 sustainability goals with a special interest in narrowing social disparities. She was recently appointed as a board director for Gauteng Tourism, where she will further her dedication to shaping the future of tourism and its positive impact. Thami Nkadimeng's talent allows her to strategically shape conversations and initiatives that drive lasting change across industries and societies worldwide. Nomathamsanqa Nkadimemg now joins us to share more.
Oh, wow.
Good evening and welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks
and as if that was not a mouthful,
yes.
You also are an author.
I am.
And we'll get into that in just a bit. But I'm curious, and I think my viewers are as well. So perhaps you can explain to us what a message architect is and how you apply that concept to your work.
So, message architect, I'm going to border on saying it was God ordained. So it's a self-made title that just kind of dropped on me one day. And the reason was I got to a point where I realized that society and humanity only create inclusion by exclusion. And the reason why I say that is we have conversations, but with words and jargon that other people don't actually understand. And so we struggle with moving on, in the same direction as humanity, because some people don't understand what it is we're moving towards because of the language that is used. And so I have really the opportunity of being in incredible rooms with presidents, ministers, some of the top brands, Global Citizen, United Nations, to but name a few. And I thought, okay, if I'm already there, I will then utilize my talent of moderating to simplify the messages, because we're not all equally educated, we're not all equally exposed, but we all equally form part of humanity, and so we all deserve to understand what it is that we're working towards in these big conferences and rooms.
I absolutely love what you said. When I do moderating as well, I always say I'm going to speak in as layman terms as possible so that everybody can understand.
So important.
And then you've just authored Finding Purpose.
I did.
Tell me about this.
Finding Purpose is such a beautiful gem. It's not something I really consciously thought of. Strange enough, though, we did find that in 2018 there was a post where I wrote, "I will become an author," but I totally forgot about it. And
so you manifested it.
Yeah, but I totally forgot about it. And then in January last year, there was a bit of a story. So for those who'd like to follow the story, you can just go to my social media pages. So they're all at Thami Nkadimeng. So there was a moment in my life that was quite a change. And I just remember thinking, okay, I have to write this. It was an instruction from God. And within 2 weeks, I'd written my book. Within 2 weeks. And the instruction he had given me was, on your birthday, which is towards the end of January, submit it to this and this publishing deal, but call so-and-so in order to get it. Right. I submitted it as a birthday gift to myself. And the first publishing company, NB Publishers, the Quella, gave me a deal. And they decided to publish me. So I speak about it on my TEDx talk as well, how I imagined my life into being. I used to walk around with my mom's underarm roll-on and say, one day I'll be on global stages. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Thami. And that's what I'm living right now around the world. And I believe it's my purpose. I even studied chartered accountancy. But here's the trick. I named it Finding Purpose because I was being cheeky. I don't think you find purpose. Where? At a shop. Where do we buy purpose? Under a rock. Where do we find it? I think we're all born with an innate and given purpose. It is our business to be in channel with ourselves and discover it. We don't find it. We discover it, and then we choose to hone it.
I agree with that. What is it, Thami, the sort of lessons that you hope readers would take away from Finding Purpose?
So I didn't write the book with that. So I didn't write the book saying, oh, I hope people will see it that way. I think when you write a book at that, you don't write with authenticity because you are writing and it's steering it in a certain direction. I just know that I've lived a jam-packed life. Yes. I've been engaged 4 times, married twice. Don't worry, I'm happily married now. I have studied so many different things. I have 3 degrees under my belt. I have 2 incredible children. I've lived a fairly interesting life, and I don't believe that life was given to me just to be distant memories. There's lessons to learn, so it's finding purpose lessons from the message architect. And so I wrote it with the intent of whoever wants to read it must get whatever they relate to. But it was also to say to people, don't look at me as a public figure and think that I'm squeaky clean. I've also got faults, but I've just chosen to tell the world about my faults so that when I'm in the public eye, people can't take my stories and put them in the media. I've already told you what my mistakes were. So now you have to focus on my skills and talents.
As I mentioned earlier, you've worked with presidents, yes, executives, organizations worldwide. Talk to us about what your work encompasses and some of the impactful messages that you've helped craft and deliver.
So I have worked with presidents, but I still do. Yeah. So I moderate, I MC, I program direct, I facilitate, anything to do with communications, I really do. And I name those things very differently because I think we live in a society that mistakes that. So they think that if you're an interviewer, you're also a moderator, but they require totally different skill sets. And so my job in essence is to utilize my tool of communications, both verbal and non-verbal, because on stage, yes, we are speaking, but the non-verbal communication also contributes to the messages that we are delivering. So I use communication as a tool and as a gift back to humanity in order to shape whatever message needs to be shaped for humanity.
Fantastic. You've recently been appointed to the Gauteng Tourism Board. How will you go about applying your expertise to shape the future of tourism and, for positive impact?
So I don't know if it's recent anymore. So it happened in September last year, so September 2023. And I'm just going to be me. And I think we forget in society to just be ourselves. I'm a big believer. There's a book that I love by Robin Sharma where he talks about the leader without a title. So titles don't really matter to me. Whatever platform I'm given, whether it's on a board, whether it's in conversation, I'm just going to give the God-given talents that I have and the experience that I have in order to solve whatever I need to solve for that situation. Because that's really what life is, isn't it? It's just a bunch of challenges that you need to resolve, and you just hope that you're luckier to resolve them in a faster manner than not. That's it.
This is your first visit to Namibia.
Yes.
And welcome,
Thank
of course.
you.
And you're here to participate as a speaker in the AHIF. Briefly talk to us about your involvement in this.
Yes. So I'm actually not a speaker. I am the program director and I'm moderating conversations.
All right.
So AHIF is the future of Africa. Okay, let me Africa's Hospitality Investment Forum.
That's right.
That's what it stands for. Because I'm the message architect, I took the acronym and made it my own. And I was about to give you how I did the opening. So I'm like, nope, let me give them a proper shout out. So I'm helping them steer conversations on how people can invest in Africa. It's so strange how we think we require people from other continents, and Africa just requires itself. But in the beginning, we need the help in the kumbaya and the collaboration. And so I'm here to say we're ready. Man, come and invest in us. We're ready. Come.
Where do you find inspiration from for your work, Thami?
Sure. Look, and I'm going to just say it as blatantly as possible. I'm not sitting here and advocating for people to live a life like mine, but I find my inspiration from my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I wake up every day not knowing what's going to happen in that day, but I have firm belief that I've got a manufacturer who made me knowing exactly what needs to happen with me. So he's my inspiration, but he's also my instructor.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Your book, Finding Purpose
Yes.
is officially out.
Yes.
Where can, viewers and avid readers alike grab themselves a copy?
So we are at Exclusive Books. I was so lucky. So we released it beginning of February this year. Within 3 or 4 weeks, I became a best-selling author. And then within a few weeks, we had sold out the entire first print. So we are in reprint. I actually just announced it last week that the second edition is now out. So if they go to Exclusive Books, then they'll be able to help them to get a copy.
And now that you've gotten bit by the author bug, do you think it's something that you'll jump into again?
So initially when I wrote it, so the book itself is 14 chapters. Initially when I submitted it, it was 25 chapters. The only reason we shortened it is because I felt like it was a biography. And I'm only turning 40 in January. And I just thought, why am I writing a biography at 40? Like, I've still got another 53 odd years to live. So I do believe that there will be another book that will help people. So where I stop in the book is when I became the message architect. So I do believe that I owe the readers some depth of other things and also the continuation of the nuts and bolts. So yeah, I think I've still got a good book in me. Or two. Yes.
Or three.
Or three.
Thami, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was lovely having you here.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your stay in Namibia.
Oh, I will. I love it here. You are all incredible.
We hope to speak to you again sometime in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Nomathamsanqa Nkadimemg speaking to us there. We'll be back after this brief break. Stay with us.